The Great Reset is the World Economic Forum giving us the exact blueprint on where we're going to land by 2030. There's a turning point happening right now, and most of the public, specifically America, is not paying attention. In today's video, I'm going to break down and continue on the conversation around the big debt crisis coming and how you can win during these economic times. Believe it or not, you can win during these economic times. So my name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies, very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. I have amazing free resources for you. Number one, everybody messages me, JB, you talk about insuring your wealth in tax code 7702. Some people call it infinity banking concept. I insure my wealth in index universal life. If you want to learn how to secure your principal during these volatile times and the system that I use to get out of volatile assets, securing my wealth, things that I can compound and borrow against, click the link down below or in my social media platform. You can set up an absolutely free consultation with my team. Okay. Second is a 16-page, absolutely free guide or book on how I built my blueprint. And at the back end of every video, I share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. So let's dive right in. So this stuff is not, Bitcoin to 100,000. This is not XRP to 589. This is really what people need to understand at a deep level if you want to win this game. It doesn't matter how much money you make in crypto. If you don't know how to take those profits and move it through the system as they move debt, remember, money is just debt. So now we're in this weird position. And if you don't believe me, you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth or one of the horse's mouth at the World Economic Forum. Okay. Debt is just money is just a debt instrument. The Federal Reserve has printed so much money that there's no value to our money since 1913. Number two is every single dollar in the system is debt. There's only two things they can do. They can print more money and create more debt. Okay. They can lower interest, which a lower interest rate. So debt is more attractive because we have to borrow in order to have money in the system. Or we'll have a debt reset. Okay. This isn't going to happen tomorrow. These YouTubers saying, oh, there's going to be a switch hit and all of a sudden all your debt's going to be released. It's not how it's going to work, family. There's going to be moments that are going to shock the public, which one is coming on the back end of this year. They're going to lower interest rates and all of our assets are going to hyperinflation. It's going to make stuff super, super expensive. So they may keep lowering interest rates to get more money in the system. But the problem is that makes everything expensive. But if you understand money and debt monetization and how money moves through the system, your assets are going to go parabolic if you're in crypto, stock market, or real estate. And from there, you need to pull profits and secure and diversify across different platforms. And that's how you can win in these economic times. So all the news is starting to come out now. I've been telling you guys all about this since 2020, all the way to 2023. Here it comes. IMF says global soft landing in sight, lifts 2024 growth outlook. Okay. World Economic Forum was really heavily about, the new systems, what's coming up, all these things around the debt crisis. And so this one is from the World Economic Forum at Davos, pulling debt back from the brink. Okay. So we're going to listen to this gentleman, and he basically talks about all the things I've been talking about, the big debt crisis, maybe a debt reset. But here's the thing. I know a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers are telling you about Jasara, and all your debt's going to get wiped out. You don't know if that's going to happen. So waiting for that to happen and not taking action now and building wealth and getting out of bad debt. Do you want a bunch of credit card debt right now? Absolutely not. Do you need a car loan that's $700 a month or $1,200? Absolutely not. I would get rid of all bad debt. I would sell your car that's $700 a month, and I would take that $700 and put it in the capital markets. Get rid of bad debt. Start to use debt to build assets, to build money. You have to move on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. You have to use debt to build wealth. Okay. That's the type of debt that you want to be in. Very important. Okay.
I'm going to start with you and maybe just problematize the notion that there is a looming debt crisis, because it seems that we often in these types of circles talk about some moment of reckoning for global debt. So will it actually happen in 2024?
Well, I think the big issue is not just the size of the debt, but what's happening to interest rates. We had this period after the global financial crisis in 2008, 2009, where interest rates just fell off a cliff. Now, inflation fell, but interest rates fell even more than inflation fell. And everybody got this idea, let's make everything's free. So that's certainly the case. And
So this is important to understand, okay? Since 2008, everything's been free. Low interest rates, low inflation. You can buy real estate at 2.2% interest. You can borrow money at 1.2%, up to 3%. I mean, money was absolutely free. So that free fall stopped in 2023. They stopped the printing of money. They raised interest rates. Inflation kicked in. Savings are drained now. People are stacking up their credit cards, and now we're in a debt crisis because now the credit cards are getting stacked, the savings are depleted. So what they have to do is lower interest rates to stimulate debt back into the system, which that's where you need to understand where the money is going to flow, and that's how you get wealthy.
in my country, the United States, and it took a lot of pressure off everybody. And now I believe, that there are very good reasons that era is over. That COVID was the pandemic was a turning point, but it wasn't just the pandemic. A lot of things. We have much higher debt, which eventually feeds into higher interest rates.
Okay, so now this is my narrative and just my opinion. As Rosie Rio said in 2012, you need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. They have been working to take us into tokenization of all assets, right? To take control of the system. So in 2012, they turned on the printing machine full blast, okay? By 2020, we had a shock to the system, which started to move everything into digitization, Zoom calls, changing your consumer behaviors, changing how banking operates. It's problem, reaction, solution. Now we're heading into the big debt crisis. We're going to go to war, which gives them permission to print money. Guys, this is a 10-year transition. This isn't a great flip that's going to happen. Everybody's like, oh, there's a switch going to be flipped on December 12th, 2024. No, every switch it's being flipped day by day, guys. This is these YouTubers and TikTokers that are like, oh, I got the insight that on November 16th at 2:00. It's not how it works, guys. We worked in banking for 22 years combined, me and my CFO. They don't switch systems like that. They're huge, massive systems that are being switched behind the scenes. We can't continue in this old financial system. Something has to break. Something has to change.
It has. There's much more populism in politics, which is good. It redistributes income, but that pushes up interest rates. We have the green transition, much talked about here. I don't know, if it's happening on the scale that we need, but it's probably going to keep growing, and that's going to add to pressures on spending and interest rates. And I'm very sorry to say defense spending is almost certainly going to go up all over the world. And I could list some other factors. So that's the problem. Now, it's not the same for everybody. So the United States, I can tell you that if whichever side wins, if they win big, really control things, they'll spend like crazy on their constituency, what they want. I mean, the Republicans will cut taxes, the Democrats will raise taxes a little, but raise spending a lot more. And we already have 7% GDP debt, which is fine if you're in an epic recession, but we're actually in a huge boom at the moment in the United States. So that's going to end up in inflation. So in the country.
Okay, so I want you to hear that, and I'll get off the soapbox with this gentleman. There's like a critical time right now. We are going to experience an inflationary assets boom, right? But guys, what goes up? This is going to go up like crazy because they're going to try to get reelected. And then if the new president comes in, they're going to improve the economy there. And then we're going to go into war. They're going to print money. So you have this window right here where all your assets are going to go up. And so for me, I'm going to share with you what I'm doing on the back end. I'm pretending that this shit is just going to go to zero. Crypto is going to go to zero. All the fiat fake money, crypto, funny money, right? When it goes up, whew, I'm pulling it out of the funny money and I put it into Index Universal Life. Tax code 7702. I'm locking my wealth in, okay? You don't see them bailing out insurance companies, guys. There's a reason behind that. When you put your money in a bank puts it into a third party. They put it into insurance companies. They insure your wealth. They insure your money. And they give you less than 1%. They earn 6% to 12%. That's what we do. Okay, so that's one avenue. I'm going to get into real estate. I'm going to continue to expand my businesses. And I'm going to make sure that I'm secure, right? And I'm going to hold 50% as a moon bag just in case it goes parabolic and I'm wrong, right? So we have to start to pay attention how the system works because everybody thinks they're going to figure this out. Guys, it's been happening in Jesus's times, right? We're not going to beat these. The only way everybody's fighting this invisible enemy, they're at the top of the house laughing at us, fighting with each other. You understand that, right? Just like Jesus said, when he walked up to him and tried to mock Jesus, he said, "Who do we give our taxes to?" And he said, "Who's on the coin?" He's like, "Caesar." He said, "Give your taxes to Caesar, give to God what is his, and give to me what is mine." He's like, dude, let them play their game, pay their taxes, dude. Go get wealthy as hell, spiritually, mentally, and physically, and let these little boys and girls fight against each other. And you go take care of your family. You go get your shit together, and you'll be the richest man or woman in the world. Okay, so Davos predicts a stormy year ahead, but everyone's story has two sides. So that's all the new story, right? We know what's going to happen. We understand that there's going to be a big switch. This is the biggest election in presidential history in a very effed up financial system. The problem is the middle class is going to get wrecked. I'm going to keep saying that. Okay, I want to show you guys this really quickly. Let's go to page 1 here. I want to show you what this is, and you guys can go find this for yourself. The Global Risk Report 2024, 19th edition. This came out. I highly recommend you go read through this. It's like, dude, they're literally giving you the blueprint. They're giving you the blueprint at the World Economic Forum, and their stuff comes true, man. It's the richest people in the world that get together, man. Klaus Schwab created the World Economic Forum in 1971 when we detached from the gold standard. Okay, so if we go here, it's wild, man. You guys, I would highly recommend you go find this on the website. Let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna go to page 12, and it says Global Risk 2024 at the turning point, right? The world in 2024. So I'm going to go over to the right side over here. It says, where's that? As we enter 2024, results of the Foreman's Global Risk Perception Survey 2023 to 2024 highlighted predominantly negative outlook for the world over the short term that is expected to worsen over the long term. Surveyed in September 2023, the majority of respondents, 54%, anticipate some instability and a moderate risk of global catastrophes, while another 27% expect greater turbulence, and the 3% expect global catastrophe risk to materialize in the short term. Only 16% expect a stable, calm outlook in the next 2 years. The outlook is, I can't pronounce that word, dyslexia, more negative over the 10-year time frame. Boom, 10 years, guys. I'm telling you, this is a 10-year transition, and this is our time to put our blinders on, and the biggest wealth is built. And then you should go read this right here, The Path to 2026, guys. There's a transition into 2030, excuse me. They say you'll own nothing and be happy. It's true. If you don't get your shit together, the middle class is no longer going to exist, guys. Think about it. If you made $100,000 in 2020, now in 2024, because of inflation, you make about, I'm just rough numbers, you make about $75,000. You didn't do anything. All you had to do is show up to your job, and they took away your money. Inflation is illegal taxation. And what they're going to do is you can go fight back and forth, guys. You can go protest. You can go do all this stuff. As Jesus said, give to Caesar what is his, man. Give to God. Build a foundation with God. Follow the life of Jesus. Get your shit together. Create a budget. Get rid of your 2 cars. Go down to 1. Take that $700 a month. Invest in the capital markets. When the capital markets go up, take some of those profits and secure it for your family. The beautiful thing about this, everything is a wave of energy. When it goes down, we go opposite. When it goes up, we go opposite. It's just a wave of energy. The devil is the prince of the earth. What is he going to do? He's going to play games with you. So if your emotions are off the media and all this stuff, it's like, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you can complain about it. It's been like this in history over and over again. Study Ray Dalio, study the Bible, study the Roman days, guys. It's the same cycle. The problem is we keep repeating it. We keep repeating it, but you don't have to. And there's always that one person in the family that has the balls to go the opposite direction, but it's not easy. So read this right here, The Path to 2026. Go download this, guys. It says the economic chapter. I'll just put the highlights out there. It says economic downturn, interstate and armed conflict, civil war, misinformation and disinformation. Okay. Inflation, economic downturn, geopolitical confrontation, guys. We're going to war. We are going to war. That creates economic growth. Think about that really quickly. Why do we go to war? What happened after World War II? After World War II, America became the dominant currency, and technology changed. There's new innovation. It happens every single time. So the economy is effed financially. Effed. So now they're going to Evergrande, guys. I think Evergrande just went bankrupt or whatever. They just liquidated it. China's real estate system got rocked, right? We are the ones that caught the ball. Okay. So we caught the ball. What do? We have an innovative technology, just like the auto boom, just like the internet boom. We now have cryptocurrency boom. Okay. It is extremely, extremely speculative, and I would not bank it on your retirement. Here's why. Is regulation is coming, and a lot of these cryptos are going to get smashed. So I set up a fundamental long-term crypto portfolio that I will exit 50% using Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. You have to have an exit plan, because if you don't, you'll get emotional and you think you're going to continue to get rich, and what goes up will come collapsing down harder than you've ever experienced in your life. People lost 85% of their portfolio from 2021 going into 2022, and they've been in depression the whole time, and they're going to repeat the same cycle because they think they're going to get rich quick again. It doesn't work. Okay. Multimillionaires and billionaires aren't banking on cryptocurrency for their retirement. They're using cryptocurrency and playing it like a casino. You have to do the same thing, guys, until this thing normalizes. The good thing about it, with it being extremely speculative, is that it's very volatile and you can make a lot of money. But if you don't understand how the game works, you're going to lose. That's why the casino wins 100% of the time. In my opinion, there's very few anomalies. That's why they give you free drinks, guys. That's why there's so many lights, and they give you free rooms, because you're not going to beat the market. But what you can do is understand how the market works. So if I walked into a casino and I put down $1,000 on a roulette table and I hit 2,000, pull your house money, get out. You're on house, pull your money and be on house money. That's the first rule. Second rule is, if I keep winning, I'm going to pull a little bit off the table. I'm going to pull $20 here, $30 here, $40 here. So when I stop my winning streak and it collapses, I not only got my house money back, but I gained a little bit of cash. And I would take that cash and I'd put it into something. So that's what I'm explaining here. So in cryptocurrency, I have a very fundamental portfolio. I'm holding 50% long term. Okay. 50% of that portfolio, I'm going to exit 100% from 2024 to 2025. I'll be using Merlin. You can download it 30 days for free. You can try it out before you buy it. Okay. You're going to download Merlin. You're going to put up your exit strategy. Okay. We're going to exit the market. My team are going to exit the market. I'm going to max fund my index universal life policies. From there, I'm going to sit tight. I'm going to let everything settle. Okay. I'm going to continue to buy real estate right now. And I'm going to be buying real estate with my increased earning income from my businesses. I feel entrepreneurship is the quickest way to wealth. I have equity in multiple companies. I explain all that stuff. So as I increase my wealth, I'm not buying a bunch of nice shit, guys. I'm putting every dime I can, besides living expenses and supporting my family, my ecosystem, into investments. That's my goal. My next goal is real estate. So for me, I want a ton of insurance, I want a ton of real estate, and I want equity in as many companies as possible. Then I'm going to use boom and bust cycles like cryptocurrency, AI technology, and all these things to gain a large amount of wealth in a short amount of time, doing the opposite of the public and putting it into these fundamental tangible assets, gold, silver, all this stuff. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. When you see me buying nice things or big homes, those will be paid for by assets. So I love supercars, and someday I'm going to get a Lamborghini, but I'm not going to get it until somebody else is paying for it. That's what's changed in my brain. That's why I went broke 3 times, because I didn't understand the wealth game. So after the third time, I said, damn, something's wrong. So I rewired the foundation. I started studying how multimillionaires and billionaires operate. Multimillionaires and billionaires use debt to buy assets that the working poor use. Okay. When you see the working poor goes and they get an auto loan and they spread it out over 72 months and they pay $700 a month for a car and they're making $40,000 a year, it makes 0 sense. If they were to drive a hoopty, a piece of shit car, and put that $700 into the capital market since 2020, maybe into a cryptocurrency, do you know how much wealth they would have gone? Or even I don't even want to mention the 401k. It's the shittiest investment in the world, in my opinion. If you put it into IUL policy, $700 a month, and you started that at 22, 25 years old, it's game over, guys. It's the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. You need to start putting your money into things that compound, that grow, that you can leverage against. Okay. So that's my exact blueprint. If you download the book, you're going to see that exact blueprint. There's also coaching that we have as well, but there's so much free content that we can help you with. So your next steps, download Merlin, it's an interface. We don't hold your keys or combos, just an interface. Get your exit strategy set up. We have customer service, FAQs, videos to show you how to do it. We have live customer service. You can talk to somebody. What else we need to do? We need to download the book. You need to get the resource, the book. If you need more education, you can jump into our academy. We have so much stuff for you guys. We're here to help 1 million people by 2025. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.